Hello and welcome to Hearthcrafts. My name is Charlotte and this is my channel where I talk general rubbish about my chaotic crafty life. I live on the south coast of England with my 5 neurospicy children and crafting keeps me sane. It's Tuesday the 14th of April and we start this week's episode with some breaking news. One of these furry suspects, I have no idea which one. I think it was Star, my staffy, has less than 48 hours after I brought it into my life, has chewed my brand new support spindle. Yes, the brand new, handmade, that someone has taken the time lovingly to make, that I loved. It's been chewed. It's been chewed. Now, it's not the dog, whichever dog, Star's fault. We're not blaming anyone. I'm blaming myself because I'm the human. It was my spindle. So I had a little go with it yesterday and I put it on top of my crafty stuff over here, which is where I just keep all my stuff. Not giving a thought to the fact that someone would reach over my stuff and get the support spindle. Now, I suspect that it happened because I took the boys for a walk first this morning. And I think that the culprit, whoever it may be, was not very happy about it. I took the boys for a long walk this morning first because I didn't walk them yesterday, so I didn't feel very well. So then I came back and I got her and I took her for a shorter one. She's older, so she doesn't need to walk as far. Anywho, the fact is my supported spindle is dead.
Just a quick note from editing Charlotte. I actually do not anymore think that it is Star that has eaten my supported spindle because I lost another spindle this week. I lost a drop spindle. Now, it's very cheap, old drop spindle. I think I got it from a class that I did a couple of years ago and it was, free with the class. But I actually think it may have been Bobby because Star does chew stuff every now and then, particularly toothbrushes. Star enjoys chewing the toes out of socks and she enjoys chewing toothbrushes if they ever get left around. But she's never really been one to pick things up and chew wooden things. And after I lost the second drop spindle, I actually suspect that it was Bobby. So I apologise, Star, for accusing you. I think it was Bobby.
I still have the support, the bowl. So yes, I'm very sad about that. So there will be no practicing the support spindle for me this week. What I have been doing, this is the first time I sat down today. It's 1:45. I have, as well as doing my dog walk, I've been to the shop. I've done all sorts of housework, all the stuff that you don't ever really want to do, like hoovering the stairs and all that kind of stuff. So I'm exhausted. But yesterday I did, all I worked on was my Guatemala. I'm really loving doing this and I really, really want to get it done. So this is how the sleeve is looking. And I did try it on as well. And I'm currently to about there. I do like my sleeves long. I do very often tend to pull my sleeves up so they end up here, but I like the option. I like to be able to cover them sort of to about here. So I will continue the sleeve until probably here maybe, and then do the ribbing. But yeah, I absolutely love it and I'm really enjoying working on this. So this is what I'm going to sit and work on today. I haven't done anything on any of the other socks since I spoke to you on Sunday. And I don't really have anything else exciting to report. So I'm just going to sit here. I've got a cup of tea and I'm going to sit and watch YouTube for an hour. And yeah, then it'll be time for the kidlets to come home.
Okay, so I have things to show you, things to share. It is Thursday the 14th, 15th, 16th of April. And something very exciting happened yesterday. Now, go back about 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. I noticed that Sarah Shearer of Imagine Landscapes put up another, or was giving out, put the pattern on sale or whatever for the new Gnome along. And I watched these Gnome alongs. I watched people do them. I love the gnomes. I think they're amazing. I've had the Grimblewood book in my Amazon cart for ages. Every time I see them on podcasts and things, I'm like, oh, I want a gnome. But I just didn't think that I'd be able to do it. Anyway, you know how I like to throw myself in at the deep end. So I purchased the pattern and then forgot about it completely. And then yesterday I was looking at something on my phone and up popped a little YouTube notification saying that Imagined Landscapes had put up something to do with the first clue. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's today. So I got all scared. And then I went and got the clue and had a little read through of it. And I thought, oh my goodness, what have I done? This is way too advanced for me. And then I thought, no, Charlotte. Everything is difficult until you know how. And then it's easy. So all I've got to do is teach myself. So I had already decided on what yarns I was using. I've got some minis from when I did a month of being part of Chromatic Yarns' Chai Latte tier on Patreon. I got a set of 3 minis. And Sarah Shearer sort of gave you some ideas on what colours to use and gave an example of what colours she was using. And so I decided on these 3 colours, which I haven't got to hand, obviously, because, you know, I'm not that prepared. And then, so I wound up one of them, the one that I decided was going to be my Clue 1 colour, which is this. So the make-along is Beary Cozy Gnome, and she's hinting towards outdoors, woodland, bears, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm thinking browns and greens and sort of forest colours, which is my bag. I mean, the forest is my favourite place. Sorry, Eddie is trying to dig to get under the blanket that is on my lap. Hopefully, if he goes under there, then he won't bark. Can we just appreciate my situation right now? So I have 1 dog, I have 2 dog, and I have 3 dog. I actually can never properly move 4 dogs. Oh, now my camera's not going to stay up. Yes, so no, Bobby, no neighbourhood watching today. It's really not necessary. Right, let's see what's going on. So yeah, so the brown colour was actually the mini that went with. So the socks that I'm doing for Pete and his brother as part of the gift knits for the 12 cast-ons, this yellow and orangey colour, this brown was the mini that came with that. So it was a sock set, and I think the yellow was like 70 grams and this was like 20 or something like that. So I'd already pinched the big one, so I thought I might as well use that. However, when I actually looked at Clue 1, again, it was for the beard and other bits and pieces. And I thought, I really want that to be white. I really want it to be white. You know, they don't have to be white. And I'm sure in future gnomes, if I make future gnomes, which I'm pretty sure I probably will, I will make all different colours. But on ones where I know what the other colours are going to be, I feel like for one where I don't know what colour goes on what bit of the gnome, when I know it's the beard, I want it to be white. So that is what I've gone for. Now, this is a spoiler alert because I am going to show what I've done for Clue 1. So if you do not wish to see it, if you want to catch up at a later date, you don't want to see it, then look away now and I will tell you when you can look back. So can we just appreciate this, please? this little schnozzle, and oh, like, we had to put these stitch markers in. I have no idea what they're for. It specifically said in the directions for the make along, if I don't tell you to weave in any ends, then don't. So I haven't. That was really difficult to not weave that in, because it bugs me that that's not woven in, but I've got to keep telling myself that's obviously got a use for later on. This is my first ever, like, secret make along. No. Just let Eddie get comfy. Okay. Sorry, barking dogs. So yes, anyway, this is my first ever make along, and it's my first ever gnome. I have no idea what I'm doing or what's going to come about, but I am seriously impressed with myself for that, because that is an I-cord bobble. Only ever done I-cord once. And that was on the yarn cozy that I did as part of the 12 cast-ons of 26. So that is, I mean, that's seriously impressive for me. And that's it. That's clue 1. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of myself. The next clue comes out on Friday. So, excuse me. So there we go. I'm now officially doing the imagined landscapes. That is what they're called, isn't it? I'm like doubting myself now. If it's not, then I'll correct myself somehow. I'm pretty sure it is. Yes, I'm now officially part of the Gnome Along gang. I've posted in the Ravelry group and everything. So, other news, I got my first spooky yarn club since before Christmas. And oh my goodness, this, it's almost like she's dyed this skein up for me, just me, as a welcome back. That's how this feels. So in the box we have got pretty little bookmark, girly bones. We have got a sticker. I'm trying to move the stitch marker out the way. I think that's like a butterfly on something or other. And we've got the stitch marker, which is it Baphomet? I think it's pronounced Baphomet, something like that. So that's cool. So the film that this is based on is The Devil's Bride. And it's a film from 1931. See, this is why I love the Spooky Yarn Club, because now I'm like, oh, I want to watch that film. It's got Christopher Lee in it. Love Christopher Lee. Anyway, you ready for this? Oh, I can't even. So this is the Devil's Bride colourway. Would you please check this out? Check it out. Look. Purples, like proper Cadbury purple, fluorescent highlighter yellow. Like, how beautiful. Little bit of orange in there. And look, there's a little bit of pink in there. Oh my goodness, it is beautiful. I absolutely love it. So there we go. That is my Devil's Bride. That is the Spooky Yarn Club by Unseen Yarn. And she is just fantastic. Fantastic. So that's that. I received that this morning. I've been up since 3 a.m. Chuck that over there and just hope it doesn't fall down. I've been up since 3 a.m. That's what time Romany decided to start her day today. Sometimes when she wakes up that early, she allows me to kind of doze next to her still while she's got her tablet and her headphones, and I get her a bowl of snacks and a drink, and she's quite happy to let me doze next to her. Other times she wakes up very angry with her life and kicks me out of bed and refuses to let me back in. And that is what happened this morning. So I have actually been awake since 3 o'clock. Now, I think if it weren't for the excitement of the gnome, I would be exhausted by now. I am pretty tired. It's 12 o'clock now.
But yeah, I'm kind of running off the Gnome adrenaline. So I feel all right. So I probably won't nap. I don't think. I hate daytime napping. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I did some work on Pete's sock, because when I was working on Pete's brother's sock, so I cast these on when I was camping. Sorry, brain fuzz today, as you can imagine. So this was the one that I did while I was camping. This is how far I got with it. This is the one for Pete's brother. And this colorway is... This colorway is... Drum roll, please. The Curse of the Werewolf. That's another one. That was the last, I think, that was the last Spooky Yarn Club I got from Unseen Yarn. This yellowy colour is just a random sock set I had from Moonlight Fibres. Moonlight Fibre, every now and then, to clear off old stock, she does sort of £10 skeins, mystery skeins, and I think that probably came in that. But I knew that that colour was going to be perfect with both of the colours I picked for Pete and his brother. But I hadn't got to the part of changing colour on Pete's sock, and I really, really wanted to see what it looked like. So when I was up at ridiculous o'clock this morning, I thought, that's what I'm going to work on. I want to get to the colour section. And I did. And look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Pete is absolutely going to love those. So that's Pete's sock. That's his brother's. Aren't they lovely? I'm so happy with those. So yeah, I'll probably just keep, because now that the adrenaline of, you know, the beard has gone. Oh, the colourway that I'm using for Pete, by the way, is, I don't know how to say that, Cecropia Moth. Cecropia Moth, and that is the Moth Club from Unseen Yarn. Bit of an Unseen Yarn addict, really, aren't I? But yeah, now that the excitement of the beard is over, I will probably start fading quite fast. Wonder if I can get someone to bring Athena home so I can sleep.
So I'm about to go into my wool blending and drop spindling workshop. It's 2 hours long and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It is completely feeding into my current hyperfixation. And I've got all those, you know, endorphins or whatever it is that they are called. There is a family walking past my van. Yes, so it said to bring your own drop spindle, and my new Adelaide Walker drop spindle came this morning and I'm like, it's meant to be. So yes, I brought that with me and yeah, I'm going to go in. I'm so excited. I will keep you posted. Okay, so let's wrap this week up. What have I been doing? I have been spinning and I have done some knitting, but not as much as I thought I was going to do because the spinning hyperfixation has truly taken hold. I am pretty much done with the sleeve of my Guatemala, which is great. I think it is just about ready for the cuff. I've got this green band across here where I didn't quite marl it in enough, but I don't don't hate that. That's fine. It actually sits right at my elbow level, so it's fine. It looks fine. But yes, I'm pretty much ready to do the cuff, so I will do some of that this week. I'm just going to carry on slowly working away. I'm sorry about my crease t-shirt. That's really going to get on my nerves. But yeah, I'll just keep plugging away at my Guatemala because I really, really do want it finished. And I have to remind myself that there are other things to do when I'm in hyperfixation mode. I really thought that I was going to get my Advent socks finished. I'm going to have to try and lean over there without Eddie falling. Oh, okay. Oh, my back hurts. My back hurts. I think there's... Sorry, I'm knocking you with my feet. There's 2 reasons my back hurts. Number 1 is because I spent all day at the village yesterday, stood up with my drop spindle, just spinning. And I'm so pleased that I did, because though that big chunk of like hours, I literally managed to go from park and draft to drafting as it's spinning, and I'm like, that's so exciting. I do still park it every now and then because there's bits that I need to sort out because I'm a perfectionist. But yeah, anyway, so that's why my back hurts. But also a friend of mine at the village has been doing these photos of, it makes it, because we use they're called bassoons, and they're the traditional witch's broomstick. And she's been doing these things where she's getting people to jump while they've got the broom, while they're sat on the broomstick, and taking pictures, and it makes them look like they're flying on a broomstick. Well, yes, obviously I wanted to have a go at that because I am witch obsessed. So we were doing it yesterday, and oh my goodness, it is so much harder than it looks. The idea is you're supposed to kick your feet up so that they kind of disappear, or they're by the broomstick, so it makes you look like you're flying. Well, there was no way. I was absolutely unable to get my feet high enough. And at one point, I tried really hard to get my feet higher, caught my feet on the broomstick, came down, and my knees just buckled, and I ended up flat on my back. I will put some pictures in here of my attempt at doing the flying witch trick. It is funny. I have posted it on my Instagram. I'm not worried about making a fool of myself in public. But what I love about it is the fact that she carried on taking pictures of me as I fell and while I was rolling about on the floor. And then I will post a picture of the end result. That is as good as it was going to get for me. It really makes you realize how unfit you are trying to do that, but it was funny. It was brilliant. Anyway, so that's why my back hurts today. Anyway, my Advent socks, I am doing really well. So I have been picking these up, and I am almost finished with the foot. So these are not far off. This one is not far off being ready for the toe, which is really good. And this one I am through. Well, no, I'm sorry. I've done the heel flap and the heel turn on this one, but I'm waiting. I didn't split my yarn in two. Normally, when I'm doing my socks in tandem, I split the balls of wool in half, so that I've got a ball to work on with each sock. I didn't do that on this one because I forgot, because it's been a while since I've worked socks in tandem. So I'm having to finish the colour on one sock. So this one I've just finished the contrast, and now I'm having to wait until I finish the foot on this one before I can start doing the gusset decrease in the foot on this one. I could do it so pull from the outside, pull from the inside, but I worry about tangles. So I'm just waiting. I'm just going to finish the foot on that one, swap over to the contrast colour for the toe, and then attach it to here and do the foot. So that's fine. I have done a little bit more work on Pete's one, but not a massive amount. So that's how far I am down the leg of Pete's one. Yeah, just picking it up. I tend to, when Pete's here, I tend to pick up the socks that are for Pete, because then I know that they are going to get work, during the week. Sorry, words appear to be failing me right now. I'm tired. I slept really well last night, but it's been a hectic weekend. A lot of brain power has been used. And yeah, this morning, and I've been on a really long dog walk this morning, so I'm a bit way with the fairies. But yeah, so if I make it a thing to pick it up when Pete's here, then I know it's going to get worked on every week. That's what I'm trying to say. But other than that, I haven't been working on any other knitting. Though I have made a decision with regards to my jelly roll blanket. I think I'm going to change tactic with that. I might hold it double. Okay, so I might hold it double and do a DK weight jelly roll blanket, but I also want to use the scraps to do the reading shawl by the Bakery Bears, Kay Jones, because I really like that. And I want a knitted shawl. I like shawls, and it wasn't until I went camping last weekend and I had my purple shawl on, which is just a really old crochet shawl. It's over there, but I can't grab it because Eddie is behind me. And I think actually in one of the clips where I'm spinning this week, I'm wearing that, and I do really love it. I love it. I made myself the matching hat and everything. It's out of Stylecraft Highland Heathers. Highland Heathers. And I wear it all the time. So I really want a knitted shawl, particularly like a squishy garter stitch shawl, which I think the reading shawl is. So yeah, I'm thinking that I might find some way of incorporating my scraps into a scrappy shawl. So we'll see about that. But other than that, it's been about spinning. So I went to a workshop on Saturday, and the lady who was running it was absolutely fantastic. And let me tell you, this workshop cost me £20, and I would have easily paid double, because she took us through processes from beginning to end. We were there for 2 hours. She took us through carding the wool to make your own sort of colour blends, how best to do that. She actually did demonstrations on how to properly card the wool, how to make rolags, the difference between spinning from a hand carded rolag to straight from sort of the braid or whatever it's called, combed tops, is it? I don't know. I'm still not au fait with the lingo. But yeah, so she took us through the process of obviously drop spindling, and then plying as well, which I was really pleased about. So what she had us do was spin sort of our wool, and it's crazy because I look at the spinning that I did on Saturday and looking at it and then looking at the stuff that I was spinning yesterday, how different it is from just putting in those few hours of work yesterday, and the difference it's made to my spinning is crazy. Anyway, so this is what she did for the plying is we plied it with cotton. So it just gave us a general idea of how plying works, because we did ply it on our drop spindles as well, which was great. She had spun up some herself in the morning, and she then showed us the process of soaking it and drying it. So it was so comprehensive. There was so much. We learned so much, and it was £20. I was like, you really need to up your prices. I did ask her if she had any social media or did private classes or anything like that. And she says she doesn't. And I'm like, well, please let me know. Take my number and please let me know when you do, because you could be my new best friend. Anyway, so this is what I ended up doing. Obviously, I chose the purples and greens because they are my favourite colour combination. This is so far from perfect. It's crazy. But if you see, I don't know if you can see, if I move my chops out way, it's plied with cotton. You see that there? And yeah, it was just so much fun, and I absolutely loved it. But yeah, like I said, looking at this where it's all lumpy and bumpy and, you know, all sorts of different thicknesses and what have you. So then looking at what I was spinning yesterday at the village, So this is what I achieved at the village. So I made up lots and lots of these. I actually, after my workshop, I headed straight to the village, which was still open. And I was like, out of my way, everyone, I need to get the carders. Because I don't have any carders. I have like the mini dog brush type ones. But I knew at the village they had big carders. So I said, right, I need to borrow the carders. So I sat there on Saturday evening and hand carded a load of Ryland Rolags ready for the village. And I managed to get, so this is the second Rolag. So I almost got through two whole Rolags, but yeah, there was another spinner there. She spins flax, with a distaff. And we spent quite a lot of time together chatting. She was the one that was taking the pictures of me doing the flying witch. She was like, oh my goodness, Charlotte, your spindle spinning is amazing. It's so fine. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Let me see. Look at that. That is, I am so proud of myself, and I love how rustic this is. And I love that it's looking darker once it's spun up. And this spindle, this is from Adelaide Walker. It's actually a Topwell. This is elm and beech. And I love it. It's so brilliant. It's got like the little groove in there too, and a shepherd's hook on the top. And this is perfect. I can use this in the village, and I was. And it's a beautiful spindle. But yeah, I'm so proud of myself for what I've achieved. So yeah, so I will continue to spin up that Ryland wool, because I've got quite a lot of it. I can't remember how much I got when I bought it. I got it from Unravel Festival. But what I would love to do is spin it all up, ply it, see how much I've got, and make some sort of wearable garment with it. And then I think once I've got my own, like my first hand spun garment, like I will feel like I've made it in life. I can't wait. At the workshop, actually, she was selling drop spindles, and they're brilliant. I'll show you. This is a little bit. She sent us home with like wool to practice on and everything, and for £20, like I just can't get over it. But yeah, so this is one of these were the drop spindles that she was loaning during the class. And I said to her, do you sell those? And she said, yes, they're £5 each. And I went, right, I'll have two. Because there was this lovely moment this week, and it did my heart and soul so good. Erin and Athena were in the living room with me, and they were like, Mummy, can we learn drop spindling? And I was like, absolutely, let's all learn together. And there was the three of us sat in the front room, all drop spinning. And I was just like, this is it. This is, yes, it made me emotional, because that is what I wanted so much. And they were really loving it. And I said to them, I will get you your own drop spindles. So technically these two spindles that I bought from the workshop, one's like gold and one's green on top. These are for the girls. However, obviously I've used them. So this is one that I kind of just done this morning. I don't know if you can see the colours there. It's like pinks and greens and yellows, and that's lovely. I just had a little go this morning on that one. This is, I think, did I do this in the class? No, I think I've done that since. I think this is just another practice one as well. I think that's all the same yarn, actually. Because I also carded up Rolags of what she gave us to take home. And I asked her what look at all those colours. There's some silk in here. The pink one has got some silk in it, and it's just lovely. I'm just obsessed. I'm going to try not to go on about it too much, because I could just carry on talking about it forever. But I have found, she did say as well that she might start doing spinning socials, and I'm like, yes, please. Yes, please. I have also found another spinning group that's fairly local to me. They're about half an hour down the road, and I've joined them as well. And they've been talking to me all weekend and giving me the most amazing advice. And they've told me to look into something called Andean plying, which is, I think you do it with your hands. So today's research will be, and I think it's Andean. I'm sure it's Andean plying. We shall have a look. Anyway, so, and I also have got a new supported spindle. I don't know whether I've mentioned that, but I did buy myself a new supported spindle. I am hiding my spindles. So I have like a bag that I'm putting them in. No wooden spindles will be left on display in this house anymore because clearly my dogs want to try spinning too, and they can't because they have teeth. So yeah, that's it really. I have had a lovely week. The weather's been lovely, apart from I think a day or two, and I've really enjoyed my crafting this week. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching my ramblings. I do feel like I just talk absolute rubbish, but I get feedback that suggests that you might like my rubbishy rambling. So I appreciate you all, and I think you are all fantastic. I love you all. Be kind to yourselves and keep crafting fun. Have an amazing week. Bye.